Good morning. I was gonna do some videos as I was walking to the gym, but there was so many people and I just feel awkward like talking to myself and filming myself, so I'm just in the bathroom at the gym. But it's around 7:30 right now. I got my first class at 10:30. So I'm gonna be working out for about 2 hours, head to class, and then I got a bunch of schoolwork to do. Even though it's like the third day of school, I have like 17 assignments to do this week. So that's gonna be fun. But today at the gym, I'm doing chest and shoulders. I normally can get a really good pump in today with the things that I do. So let's see if that's true. I think I'm planning to go to one of my buddies' place and we're gonna go watch a movie. We're gonna watch the My Hero Academia movie. Well, the second one, I think. If you haven't already guessed from my last videos, I really like anime. Not in a weird way. But yeah, let's go throughout this workout and let's see if we can get a good pump. There's so many people walking around and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable, filming myself and just talking. But I apologize for the video at the beginning. The audio was really bad just because I was in the bathroom. So hopefully this sounds a lot better. But one thing I've noticed in the gym that I just really hate, which is, it's fine, but it's when people just slam the weights down after every set, I guess. I don't know, it just the loudest bang, and I just feel like it just destroys the machines, and it's just really annoying in general. So I feel awkward if I said something to them, so I don't. But that just, with a lot of the freshmen coming in, I just feel like there's a lot of beginners in the gym, which is totally good. And maybe some of the people that have been in the gym for a lot longer should be telling them kind of what to do. But also, that may sound really dumb, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. That's just one thing that just really bothers me. This is kind of weird because I just decided to kind of occupy a classroom right now, just so I can finish this video. It's 10:15 right now. I got 15 minutes to kill till my first class. My first class is a sociology class, the theory of sociology, which is really interesting compared to my other sociology classes that I have. I feel like all the other sociology classes that I've done in the past have not been about sociology, and it's really frustrating. I won't go too deep into it, but it's just quite frustrating, I guess. But one thing I am just glad about school starting again, even though I don't look forward to, I have 5 assignments to do just today. Having a schedule just kind of like this really does help with my stress and anxiety somehow. I've created just kind of a system of breaking up my days and stuff so I don't feel super overwhelmed with one thing, and for some reason it's working. I've been debating getting on antidepressants and things like that because it's up to me. I have to call someone, get a consultation and stuff. Obviously, I've just procrastinated it, but it's been a while since I felt overwhelmed. And this week, it's been honestly nice to just to deal with school. And I also, my job that I had that I just quit, this is my first week not having a job, really added a lot of stress and just depression on me. And so I just didn't expect coming back to school would make me feel better, you know? But I'm just glad to be here. College, it's hard and it's frustrating sometimes, but I'm really just trying to take it as a blessing right now. And so I hope if there's any viewers that are also going to college right now, appreciate it while you can. I want to be done just as much as anyone else and just move on with my career and such, but you got to find happiness in little things. And that little thing for me is this, vlogging and stuff, because I hope that this can turn into a community that I can be able to share my comic book with. Because the title of this video is Day in the Life of a Comic Book Writer. And most of my day is just going to school and doing my homework, but I'm finding times every single day to write in my comic book, creating these new stories, and that really brings me true happiness, and that is my dream job. So we'll try to find little things like that. But I'm probably gonna chill in here in this classroom for a little bit, and then I'm gonna head to my first class. And my second class got canceled again because my instructor has COVID, unfortunately, which I feel like there's just a surge going on right now, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so I'm going to head to my class now. What time is it? 10:17. I just hate being early, but the seat I'm in is against the wall, so I don't really want to crawl through people to get to my seat. But this is going to be the first day where we're actually kind of learning about what the class is going to be about. So I hope that's okay. But yeah, so come with me. I'm going to be working on my homework after that class, going to the library. Hopefully I can find a good spot. And then I need to work on the comic book a little bit. And hopefully I can find a private room as well so I can talk to you guys about the comic book and exactly what I'm working on. So let's go for it.
We have laws of human action. And it's the discovery of these laws that are
All right, sorry I don't have a shirt on. It is extremely hot in my apartment because, as you can probably see, it's just cinder block walls. And my wife and I have no AC. So it's very hot in here. And so I just have a fan, but I'm not gonna run that while I'm talking because it's loud. But I just got home just a little bit ago. And so I just worked on some homework, and then at the library I was working on my comic book. And I'm just kind of I just don't know what to do. Okay, so I'm working on the second book. We'll see if you guys maybe have some advice or whatever. So the first book is kind of just like purely dialogue. Like so the main character in my comic book, his name is Carter Brooks. And in the first book, he never really introduces himself. We learn his name from other people's dialogue, so people talking to him. They call him Mr. Brooks or they call him Carter. So that's kind of how we establish his name, but we don't really get, and the first book is kind of his backstory. So with the second book, I'm kind of further establishing the character. And I'm also trying to establish his powers. And so I guess the thing that I'm struggling with is just like how to introduce his powers without it sounding too corny. So like an easy way that I could like introduce or like kind of talk about the main character, how he figured out his powers, would be kind of like commentary or something. Like as something's going on in the comic, it could be just like
hi, my name's Carter Brooks, and here's how I figured out my powers. And he could just like talk about it, but it's not necessarily speaking dialogue. But just in the first book and throughout this whole second book, it hasn't been like that. So I'm trying to find ways to explain his origin or to explain his powers through dialogue. But it's like it's hard to explain. I'll say this. I don't want to give too much away, but one of the main character, Carter, the main character, one of his powers is he can make portals. So he has water powers, and with his powers, he can make portals to anywhere in the oceans, pretty much around the world. It just has to be through water. So one of the scenes, and kind of what I've come up with so far, is he's going to jump through a portal. And once he jumps through it, it's going to show like kind of thought dialogue of him thinking. And it's pretty much going to, what the dialogue's going to be, I will still never get over that feeling of portal jumping. And then I discovered this power accidentally when yada yada yada. So I just feel like it's easier to explain his powers like that instead of just like kind of having the commentary dialogue when it hasn't been like that throughout the series. I hope that makes sense. So I guess I'm just in a bind. I'm not sure how I should go about this particular thing because I want to talk about what the character's been up to, because at this time he's acting like a superhero or like a vigilante. And I want him to explain it in his own words so it doesn't sound weird giving like a commentary dialogue. Like I want him to be able to be in a scenario where he can explain it and it flows. So right now I'm working it out and it's better than it was, but I'm still not sure if it flows the way I want it to. So it's tricky. It is very, very tricky. And these videos, the title of these videos is Day in the Life of a Comic Book Writer. I'm not necessarily like a writer. Well, I guess I am because I'm writing this whole story myself, but I guess that's not my strong suit. My strong suit is coming up with the ideas, getting the story down. But then when it comes to the nitty gritty of like scene by scene dialogue comes easier for me. But just trying to just like everything that's in my head, what I know I want the story to be, putting it in words or putting it on paper, I guess that's the thing I struggle with the most. And that's probably why it's good that I'm not the artist of this comic. I'm just the writer and the creator. But it's still really tricky. I don't know, I'm kind of just ranting because sometimes when I talk out loud, I can figure it out on my own just by talking. But I'm probably going to be working on this still a little bit more today. I'm really in no rush to finish this. I'm just working on it little by little. I really just try to work on it, and like when I'm walking to campus, from where my apartment is to my college campus, it's about a 20-minute walk, or to the gym that I go to every day that you see in my videos, it's like a 12-minute walk. And my mind just wanders when I go on those walks, and it really helps me like just think about the story. And so I've made a lot of changes to my story because of those walks. And what's kind of funny too is when I'm really anxious or stressed, that's when I have the best ideas. Like a week or two ago, I was like really stressed one day, and as I was walking to the gym, I came up with a whole new story that I want to create for a comic book in the future. Just because I was having a bad day, my mind just like wanders, and I think my therapist explained it as like a coping mechanism for me. Just when I'm feeling overwhelmed with a lot of different things, I think about things like superheroes or things, and that stuff really like maybe calms me down, or it's almost like I'm escaping a reality, if that makes sense. And so, like I was saying earlier in this video, school has been really good so far, and I haven't really been feeling stressed at all. And I'm not saying I'm incapable of coming up with ideas when I'm stressed, but sometimes that stress can be a good thing when trying to figure out ideas like this when I'm stuck in a just stuck with the story, I guess. But I'm still gonna give it some time, be thinking about it, and I'm also still trying to come up with characters' names and such like that. But this is what being a writer looks like. Yeah, so I'm gonna be working on this a little bit, and we'll see what the rest of the day holds.
So that's why I had to.
Well, there you have it. Not the most exciting day in the world, but my buddies and I did decide to watch that movie tonight, and it was a good time. And now it's about 11 o'clock, and I'm headed to bed to do this all over again. So stay tuned for the next video, and I will see you on the next one.